Good morning, my YouTube viewers. It is Palestine. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching. I have lots of things that I want to talk about, and I was going to talk about something about Dolly Parton dying, but basically I previously said that I was going to talk about what I'm going to change my mind at the last minute and decided to talk about. And basically, my boyfriend has gone to visit his mother in the town that she lives in. And the reason why is because the last time she phoned him, she didn't sound very well. Her voice didn't sound good to me. And so I don't like going over there because she's not a good hostess and she's not nice to me. Many times she's deliberately nasty to me. She said nasty things about me to my boyfriend on at least 2 occasions that I know of. And so that has put me off her. And so because of the way she behaves, I don't like going over there very often. You know, I could be like his ex-wife and just say, I'm not going there ever. But I just say I don't want to go over there very often because of the way she behaves. But she's 88 years old and she's not in good health. When she rang my boyfriend and she says, oh, come see me, she didn't sound well at all. Her voice didn't sound well, and I noticed that her voice didn't sound well. And I told my boyfriend, I said, she doesn't sound well. She sits in this hot house because England is a cold country and we've had a really beautiful summer, but it's really hot, and it's hotter inside the houses than it is outside. And she sits inside that hot house with all the windows closed, and she very well could have given herself a heat stroke or given my boyfriend and me a heat stroke when we were there. So she's a very selfish woman, and that she only thinks about herself and what she needs and what she wants. And so obviously she wants people to come visit her, so she'll be nice to the extent that people will come visit her, but that's just all her selfishness because she's sitting in that house all alone, all by herself. And the reason for that is because she married a man who was really well off, and she got his pension. She gets a widow's pension, or she got his pension when he died. She has her own pension. She may even get a state pension, I'm not sure. And then she got the house, and she got the money and everything else. And so she wanted all that. And she was in her early 60s when he died, so she could have remarried if she had wanted to. But I think she liked the money more than she liked the thought of being married. So she's in this house all alone, all by herself, and she's pestering people to come visit her. And so I don't want to go see her very often because, number one, I can't afford it. She pays for my boyfriend's ticket, but she doesn't pay for mine. I don't get very much time off work, and I have to work, and she pays my boyfriend's expenses, but she doesn't pay mine. So my boyfriend's not having to pay anything out of his pocket to go see her, but I am. And I think I mentioned in a previous video that I've been buying a minimum. I've been subsidizing her grocery bill a minimum of 150 pounds a year, which is a lot of money for a destitute woman. And we found out that she's sitting on a nice little pot of money, and it made me angry because I thought, well, she's got all this money. What's she doing letting me buy her groceries? That's what really upset me. I thought to myself, well, here I am, a destitute woman. This top I'm wearing, I got from a handout, and it's actually torn in the back or something like that, but I still wear it. You know, these these trousers I'm wearing, I got those from Poundland. They're jeggings. These sandals I'm wearing, I've had them since around COVID, so that's about 5 or 6 years, and I got those at TK Maxx. Nothing I have is expensive. I can't afford to buy anything expensive, and here I am on the breadline, almost literally, because I'm having to cut back on food. I know you can look at me and say, well, you don't need to eat anyway, but poor people are fatter than wealthy people, because wealthy people are well-off people, because they can afford to buy healthy food, whereas I can't afford to buy healthy food. So she's allowing this woman pretty much on the breadline buy her groceries when she's got about 3 pensions, a house, and a really big savings account. And I think it's just disgusting. I'm disgusted by it all. And the way she treats me is not very nice. And the way she has allowed me to subsidize her food bill is not very nice. So I'm not very happy with her. But because she didn't sound very well when she rang my boyfriend and left a message, and she had come to the town we live in, and she didn't even tell my boyfriend, because my boyfriend fell out with his brother, and the reason why is because my boyfriend's brother had abused him, and my boyfriend has never been able to get over what his brother had done. And so she went to the town we live in and stayed with my boyfriend's brother and didn't even tell my boyfriend. And my boyfriend could have gone over there when his brother was at work, but he didn't. So yeah, we could have gone over there to visit her, but we didn't. And then so I just said to my boyfriend, I said, look, your mother is clearly not well. She's not well. She doesn't sound well. Even to me, even though I don't think that much of her, even I can tell that she doesn't sound well. So I said to my boyfriend, I said, look, you're going to have to go visit her 1 day a month until she dies. I said, because she'll pay his train ticket, she'll pay his taxi fare, she'll pay his food, so he's not out of pocket. He's not out of pocket for going to see her, but I'm out of pocket, so I can't afford to go see her. I can't even afford to buy myself a Starbucks hot chocolate, so I certainly cannot afford the train fare to go see her. So I said to my boyfriend, you've got to do this. I said, because if she dies, I don't want you blaming me. I don't want you saying that you didn't get to see her because of me. So I said, I want you to go over there 1 day a month and see her until she dies, because she will pay his expenses. So he won't be out of pocket. He'll miss a day of work, but he can make that up because he's self-employed. So he'll miss a day of work. He'll miss a day of me, but he's not going to suffer financially. She'll give him back the money. She'll repay the money. So that's what he's done. He's going to see his mother, which is what I told him to do. I told him I want him to visit his mother 1 day a month until she dies. And then maybe in November or December we'll go over there for a few days, because I can't get the time off work. I can't just take off whenever I like. And I have to work. I have to work until they get a new hospital. And hopefully that's going to be when I'm around 79 or 80. And hopefully they'll still have work for me to do. And so I have to keep on trying to work and learn new skills and learn new things so I can keep myself employable, because I have to work. I can't retire. I have to work. And I'm on the breadline. Even though I'm working, I'm only working permitted hours, and I'm only allowed to make like minimum wage, which isn't much, even though I do a lot, I think. So I can't go over there. Not that I would want to, but my boyfriend has to. He has a duty to go see his mother. So that's what he's doing, and that's what I told him I want him to do, because when she dies, I don't want him saying that he couldn't see her because of me. I want him to go over there every month and see her till he's sick of it, you know. And then, but another thing that I wanted to talk about is I do think that my mother, my boyfriend's mother, or my boyfriend's mother has dementia. And the reason why is because she can't remember things. She cannot even remember to take her medication. But she won't move into a retirement home, which I think she should. I think she should move into a supported living accommodation. But she doesn't want to. She wants to stay in that house. And my boyfriend said to me that he thought her brain was okay because she could remember things a long time ago. Well, that's what dementia is all about. That's what dementia is all about. You can remember things that happened decades ago, but you can't remember what you had for lunch. That's dementia. So he said he thought her brain was okay because she could remember things that happened a long time ago. But I knew that. I've known that since last year or before. She cannot even think to write down when to take her medication. She can't even take her medication. She doesn't know when she's taking her medication. And so that's one of the reasons why I believe she has dementia. And another thing is that, like with Alzheimer's, people can become violent and aggressive with Alzheimer's. And this was a long time ago when I was working at Barclays Mercantile. This girl said that they told her her father had Alzheimer's. And she said that that pretty much fit the description because about 10 years prior to that, he did a complete personality change. So even if they don't get violent and aggressive, they can also have a personality change. Well, I know my boyfriend's mother has been nasty to and about me since before 2020, since before COVID, since definitely when I got sectioned the second time, she was being nasty about me to my boyfriend. One of the things when I got sectioned, because my flat was being vandalized and the police wouldn't do anything about it, she told my boyfriend, she said, without you talking to him, I would be nothing. That's what she said to him. That was such a nasty thing for her to say. And my boyfriend told me what she said, and I never forgot that. She said, without my boyfriend, I would be nothing. That was such a nasty thing for her to say. And the thing is I help my boyfriend a lot. I do a lot for him. That was the first thing that she said that he told me, she said. And that was in 2019. And then, and the last time my boyfriend phoned her up, he thought he would like talk to her like a mother or something. And he told her he was depressed. And she told him that he had better be careful because he was going to end up like me. And he said that, and then she went on a tirade for at least 5 minutes saying things about me. And I know she did that because I was sitting in the other room studying. And because I was sitting in the other room studying, she was so loud that I could hear what she said. And I do remember her telling him he better be careful or he's going to end up like me. And it wasn't meant as a compliment. It was meant very negatively. And then she went on saying things about me for about 5 minutes, talking about not being able to get a job, not being able to work. I don't know what all she said. I was in a state of shock, you know. I couldn't believe that she actually used that as an excuse to really abuse me, really, and try to turn my boyfriend against me. So at least 2 times that I know of, she said things about me to my boyfriend. I don't know how many times she said things about me to my boyfriend that he hasn't told me, because by now, you know, he knows I get upset when she says things about me. So she might be saying things about me that he's not telling me because she knows he get upset. So violence and aggression is one of the symptoms of Alzheimer's. So when you've got Alzheimer's, you can be violent and aggressive. So although my boyfriend's mother is not physically violent, she's definitely nasty towards me because she's only nice to her friends and her family. If you're not her friend or family, if you're not of any use to her, she's not nice to you. And so that's one of the reasons why I think that she has Alzheimer's. And then another reason is because she has become paranoid. And the reason why is because she loses things. And then when she loses things, she's blaming her cleaning lady for stealing it. Well, I didn't want to say anything. And I told my sister, and my sister said, well, that's pretty believable because cleaners do steal. But I could see that her cleaning lady taking a gift card. And I could see her cleaning lady stealing a tenner. But apparently, my boyfriend's mother has this money box. And my boyfriend's mother lost this money box. So now she's saying that the cleaning lady stole the money box. But she says she's got the key to the money box. So the cleaning lady's not going to be able to get into it. If you're going to steal a money box, you'll just get a screwdriver and a hammer and destroy that lock, you know. Or if you're the type of person to steal a money box, you can pick the lock, or you can, get a screwdriver and a hammer and steal the lock, or you can get a locksmith to open it. So thinking that she's got a key to the lock isn't going to help. And that's what I've said in my previous videos. If you've watched my previous videos, locks only keep honest people honest. But I personally don't see how this cleaning lady could get that money box out of the house without my boyfriend's mother noticing. She might be able to steal a tenner. She might be able to steal a gift card. But I think it's going to be difficult for her to get that money box out of the house without my boyfriend's mother noticing. And so I did ask my boyfriend, would he look for this money box and see if he could find it? And he didn't do it. So I'm going to text him later and ask him to see if he can find that money box. But now she's saying that the cleaning lady stole it. But she doesn't want to tell the agency that the cleaning lady works for, because then she won't have a cleaning lady. And then, so she's losing things and blaming people for stealing them. That's one reason, another reason why I think she's got Alzheimer's. And then now she's paranoid. So even last year, she had something on her table about doing some repairs in the attic. And I didn't have any interest in it. It was not interested in me, but I was just being nosy. And so I asked her if she was going to have these repairs done to the roof. Well, she lied. She said she was going to have to ask this guy. She lied and said that the house belonged to somebody else, but she was only allowed to live there. Well, this person that she said the house belonged to, I think he's renting. So if he owns the house, he would be living there. So I was really worried about it, and my boyfriend was really worried about it. And so we went and looked on the land registry, and my boyfriend paid to get the deeds to the house. She's on the deeds to the house. This person who she said owned the house is not on the deeds to the house. And so she just lied. She lied because she didn't trust me, because she thought I was going to try to get her house. And which I didn't even care. I was just being nosy. I had no interest whatsoever in her having this stuff done in the attic. But I just asked her, I said, oh, are you going to, I saw it on the table, and I was just being nosy, and I asked, and because she doesn't trust me, she lied and said somebody else owns the house and she's only allowed to live there, which is a lie. And my boyfriend and I found that out by just getting the deeds to the house. So she doesn't know that we know she lied, because my boyfriend was upset too. He was worried too. And so that a lack of trust, paranoia. So she thinks she's nasty. That's violence and aggression. And then thinking that the cleaning lady's stealing from her when she loses something, that's paranoia. Thinking that I'm going to try to get her house, that's paranoia. And then so when she was speaking to my boyfriend on the phone the other day, she was talking to him about money. And she said, oh, we better not talk about this. Somebody might be listening. And my boyfriend told me that he thought she was paranoid. And I just said, well, I said to him, I said, well, I don't want to say anything about this. I said, because I know Foster Wheeler was bugging my phone. So she's really paranoid that somebody's bugging her phone and somebody's listening to her conversations. Well, the thing is Foster Wheeler had an interest in bugging my phone and listening to my conversations because I believe they had taken an insurance policy out on me and they wanted me to be not here anymore and they were going to cash in on an insurance policy. But she doesn't have any reason to think anybody's going to be bugging her phone. So, but I just said to my boyfriend, I said, I'm not going to say anything about that because I know Foster Wheeler was bugging my phone. So I don't want to say anything about that. And I said, well, maybe she was just worried that I was listening to the conversation because I know she doesn't like me and I know that she thinks I'm interested in her house. So I said, maybe she was just worried that I was going to listen to the conversation and that's what she was worried about. And my boyfriend said, no, he said she thinks people are bugging her phone. And I said, okay, well, you know, that is paranoia. That is paranoia. But I personally can't say anything about that because I know Foster Wheeler was bugging my phone. But Foster Wheeler had a financial interest in it. And then my boyfriend's mother thinks that other people have a financial interest in it, which they do. But I don't. I know I'm not in her will. I know I'm not going to get anything. And so I do think she's got Alzheimer's. I looked it up on Google. Google said that paranoia is middle to late stage Alzheimer's. And another thing that happened going back when she had her mini stroke, when she was about 77 or something like that, she had a mini stroke and then she wasn't going to ring 111, but I got my boyfriend to ring 111, and it come out. She said that she always felt like she had a cap on her head. Her head always felt like it had a cap on it. Well, one, she doesn't drink very much, and because she doesn't drink very much, that's to go to the bathroom. She doesn't want to go to the bathroom, and that's what my grandmother did. My grandmother, she didn't drink very much either, and she said that she didn't want to drink because that would make her go to the bathroom, and she didn't want to go to the bathroom. But this feeling like you've got a cap on your head, that's to do with the brain. So I think that's something to do with Alzheimer's as well, because she says she always feels like she has a cap on her head. And I think that's to do with Alzheimer's. I think this feeling like you've got a cap on your head was probably Alzheimer's, but she didn't know it was Alzheimer's. So, yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen. According to Dr. Google, paranoia is middle to late stage Alzheimer's. So, I don't know what's going to happen in that regard. But I do think she's got Alzheimer's. And I've said to you why I think she's got Alzheimer's. Because of her behavior towards me and towards her cleaning lady. And my boyfriend's going to be visiting her one day a month until she dies, and she's going to give him the money for his expenses. She won't pay for my expenses, but she'll pay for his expenses. So I can't afford to go over there. So that's it. So that's what my boyfriend's doing one day a month. So I'm going to be home all on my own, all day, all by myself. So I get off work at 1:30, so I'm going to be home all on my own for about 8 hours. But I've decided what I'm going to have for dinner. I'm just going to have some penne and put some tomatoes in it and have that for my dinner. So, because there's no point me fixing dinner for one. I thought about having a ready meal, but I decided to just get penne and have that. And so that's it. That's for my day. That's my boyfriend's day. And so you know about me, my boyfriend, and his mother and her suspected Alzheimer's disease. So I'm going to go ahead and close this video because I have to get to work. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. And thank you so much for taking an interest in my very pathetic life.